Alright guys, as I yanked this thing out of there, I accidentally turned off my camera. But yeah, here this is the culprit, I believe, and definitely looks guilty. So I don't know. Actually, to test these to be 100%, you gotta throw them in boiling water and see them open, and then put them in cold water and watch them close. But we're just gonna. I'm pretty sure this is it. Alright guys, actually before installing this back on there, we need to get this this gasket completely off of the housing, and I'm going to be using just scissors, razors, and some brake cleaner. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to break out the angle grinder and get it real smooth. Okay guys, it's finally clean, but it took a lot more than my razor blade and some brake clean to clean it. I actually ended up using this thing right here. It's my angle grinder, and you know, I'm gonna assume most people don't have this, so that's why I was trying to clean it with the razor and the brake clean, but it was just gonna take forever. So just use this. If you have one, just make sure you use this this adapter. It's for basically removing paint and, you know, surface corrosion on metal, I guess. So this was the perfect. This was perfect for our application. Oh yeah, you definitely also want to clean that off too. The engine side of the thermostat housing. You basically want a smooth surface on both sides. Well, I guess as much as you can get smooth surface. This is going to be pretty difficult getting it all cleaned up as good as the housing, but actually I'm not going to be able to use my angle grinder down there, so it's just going to be brake clean and rags and elbow grease. Okay guys, we got the engine side cleaned, or I guess as clean as I'm going to be able to get it given how hard it is to get to. But now I'm just going to put the gasket on the thermostat housing and put the thermostat housing on the engine. Alright guys, we got the gasket here. What we're going to do is remove the sticky side of this gasket. Hopefully today. There we go. And then we want to put this on the housing, thermostat housing, making sure the holes are completely free so we can put our bolts through them. And you definitely always want to, whenever you're putting on a gasket on like anything that's in the cooling system, you want to put it on the removable part, like for example this part, or the water pump, or any kind of other housing. Because if you put it on the removable part, when the next person goes to take it off and gets this thing off, they can be a lot easier to clean this than cleaning on the part that's on the engine. Okay guys, something else that's important, we get some coolant in the bolt holes from when I removed the thermostat housing. So I'm gonna use my air gun and get the water and coolant out of there. I don't know the exact torque for these, but you don't have to torque them down too hard. It's about 15 to, I don't know, like 20 foot per pound should do it. Next, we're gonna get the hose back on, the radiator hose. Get the clamps back in. Next we put the bracket that goes on here, and this goes on this way. It's the two 13 millimeter bolts. And the power steering, actually these are the AC lines, go on, and then this bracket, put the fastener on, and tighten that on. It's also 14 millimeters. Next we're going to put the upper radiator hose back on. And make sure everything is in good and tight. Next we're going to put the air filter housing back on and tighten that clamp down. Let's see. Alright. Don't forget to put the, I guess it's the PCV line back in here. So make sure you connect this side. Alright guys, it's been a couple of minutes since the car has reached operating temperature, and I haven't been able to add much more coolant to it. Probably more, there's still some pockets of air in there, but I'm going to take it out for a test drive, then let it cool, and then check back in. And probably have to do it for a couple of times until all the air is purged from the system.